Well, first, the government has grown too big, promised too much, subsidized too many, lost control of the budget. Is flying blind in mountains of debt without an instrument panel. No wonder we got a problem. Okay, look, what we need to recognize is that Doge did not do what needs to be done, and what they did, they didn't go about it the right way. There's three things that have to be focused on like a laser: the GAO's high risk list, the improper payments report that comes out on an annual basis, and the duplication, overlap, and redundancy report that comes out. Those are the things that need to be focused on like a laser. We need a government transformation initiative that will deal with that. But we also need a constitutional amendment that will limit how much debt as percentage of the economy we can take on. That's the only thing that will force Congress to make tough choices on a recurring basis. And then we need to figure out how we're going to get that done through a statutory fiscal commission. I'm working on all of those issues and more. And this next year is of critical importance. So it's full court press, pedal to the metal.
David, I want to go back to what you said about the work of Doge. Elon Musk is no longer involved, but he was heading it up at the beginning. And he's a smart guy. Why do you think he didn't know, or maybe wasn't told about those three areas to target in what he was essentially trying to do? How did he not know that? Or maybe it was intentional. I don't know.
Well, first, he's a very bright guy, and he's got a very successful track record. But I think one of the biggest differences is he didn't understand government. Okay, for example, only Congress can cut spending. You can cancel all the contracts you want. You can cancel grants, but unless the Congress rescinds the funding through a request by the president, then you still have to spend the money. You just spend it on something else. I think he also didn't understand how outdated a lot of the government's information systems are. A lot of the major systems in government use COBOL programming. He probably didn't even know what COBOL programming was, because most people got rid of that as far as mainframe systems many, many years ago. So I think he was well-intended. But I will also tell you the reason I think they pivoted to hiring freezes and layoffs, voluntary and involuntary, is that's the only way that you can guarantee to reduce spending immediately. However, it can have adverse consequences because it depends upon the people that you're not hiring and the people that you're getting rid of. How do they relate to mission? What are their skills? What's their knowledge? What's their performance? If you don't go about it the right way, it can actually be counterproductive.